Just give me a sec. I need to turn my microphone on.
Thanks.
That's what you said.
Thank you. No, I just
So
meant
what
you can introduce the
I know
screen.
what you mean. I know what you mean.
Did you read what the post said?
Sort of.
For going live? Hello, everyone.
That's that joke.
Yeah.
Sure was funny though.
Yeah, it said. Oh wait, no, that's not it. Sorry, it's in the Cloud Brothers live stream. If you go, the description. It says, "Welcome to our study group. As the better-looking cloud brother, Corey studies for his solutions architect with his AWS." Oh, did you hear that?
Spelled something wrong.
What did I spell wrong? Welcome to our study group. As a better-looking brother, Corey studies for his solutions architect with his AWS guru of a big. What did I spell wrong?
No, I was just, you stopped in mid-sentence, so I thought you went, oh.
Oh, no. I got you. All right, so, what was it?
Let's get into it. Let's just,
what's it going to tell you?
We'll BS later.
No, BS. We'll BS now a little bit. And the reason why is because if my voice starts to crack and I got to run out for a glass of water, it's because I went for an endoscopy today. Oh. So I had a tube down my throat.
I'm on call and it's been quiet all day, but probably not, but I may have to go urgently too. And
all right.
You'll hear the thing. I got a sad trombone. If you hear the sad trombone sound,
yeah, you're cutting out.
I think it still does it with the sound off. But anyway, I might have to pay attention to being on call. So
okay, yeah. If you need to, that's fine. Just let me know when you're when I'm answering questions by myself, or if you have to go, and then I'll just finish it. We'll go till we'll go for 1 hour. Either way,
it's usually just noise, and 1 hour sounds good.
So I just want to on the Discord.
Yeah.
I want to share my screen so you can hear it if something pops up. Let's see. I think this one. Go live, and then you'll be able to hear the thing. I'm just sending you the my screen one. So any sound that comes through, you should be able to hear now. Okay, so we are on question number 40. 40. This is under. We should maybe mention the category. So, design high-performing architectures. A company plans to build a data analytics application in AWS, which will be deployed in an auto-scaling group of What? Huh? Oh.
I see the question in with much better looking now, though.
Yeah, really. Okay, here we go. It's weird. Oh, I see what's happening. Okay, there you go. Should be back. There's your beautiful face. But now something
moved there. Hang on.
Something moved.
Oh, wrong way.
It might be your camera.
No, it's the. Can you crop that out? I'm in a very limited. I can move very.
Let's do that. Everything's fixed. I might need to adjust your. A little bit. All right, that's way better. Okay.
That's way better.
Yeah. So here we are. A company plans to build a data analytics application in AWS, which will be deployed in an auto-scaling group of on-demand EC2 instances and a MongoDB database. It is expected that the database will have high throughput workloads performing small random I/O operations. As the solutions architect, you are required to properly set up and launch the required resources in AWS. Which of the following is the most suitable EBS to use for your database?
The random IO operations are a clue. I
Well,
think this is like this is a question that you have already. Like you know this one already.
yeah, I've had this question before, and
But it
the
makes sense. But it makes sense now, though, right? It's not
Mhm.
like the words all. You're not just answering it because that you know the answer. You're answering it because you know the answer.
Well, I do know the answer, yeah, and I
Yeah.
think it's a provisioned IEPS SSD, solid state drive, auto scaling. Yeah, that just makes the most sense. All right, let's check if I'm
No.
a fool or cool. Yeah, I am cool, Modi.
Yeah. Just have to watch scanning because of distractors. But that one is pretty common. You'll get that question.
Yeah,
Or something very similar to it on the test.
I did a lot of review for EC2 recently as well, so I just did the Udemy course again, listened to it,
Yeah.
and got the like 100% on the little quiz they have at the end.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
That's impressive. That's impressive. I was never patient enough to get 100% on those quizzes.
well, it's for me. It's I am with the way I am with video games. Like I'm playing that Dead by Daylight game, and it's like there's 185 achievements you can get.
Yeah.
And I don't like the fact that I had less than 40 before, so now I have 60% over the last 5 days, and I'm trying to get it to 100%. And then when I don't have enough when I run out of achievements, I'm going to get annoyed at the developer because I'm going to want them to create a new achievement that I can get. So,
Yeah.
but I'm like that with the Udemy course too. And they're like, no, I need to do it better. I need to do it better.
Can you check YouTube and see if your sound's messed up? Because your sound's messed up for me, and I think it might just be me.
I'm playing that Dead by Daylight game, and it's like there's 185 nope. Sounds fine. Achievements you can get. It sounds fine. It might be a
just me then. Okay, I can deal with it. I can deal with it.
It might be a Discord thing. Like it might be compressing for you or something. But
That's exactly what it's doing.
My mic's going directly into OBS, right? So.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah.
Achievements. I'm gonna get it.
It's fine. I will talk more about it. Well,
that's it. That's all. It's anyway. I'm a perfectionist, and not getting 100% on things drives me crazy.
Yeah.
In a government agency that you're working for, you have been assigned to put confidential tax documents on AWS Cloud. However, there is a concern from a security perspective on what can be put on AWS. What are the features in AWS to ensure data security for your confidential documents? We got this. We don't got that because we can't do that. Public data set volume encryption.
I don't know what that is.
Well, there's S3 client side encryption.
Options, I think.
Oh, I can only select 2?
Yeah, select 2. Watch those 2. Some of them say select 2 or select 3, and you get it wrong if you don't.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be 3.
No, it's 2.
No, I mean 3 of these.
Yeah.
Or if that
from the question.
Yeah. Well, maybe you know what? It's this.
It's those 2. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because on premises, right, is on premises. It's not that.
I don't know what that is.
That doesn't make sense. On premises is not on the cloud.
Correct.
So those 2 are out. On premises, again, is not on the cloud. So you can encrypt your S3 server side, or you can encrypt it client side, and then AWS never sees the encryption, but it is on the cloud. So I believe it's these 2. Yeah, let's check. Woo! Woohoo! I win again.
Winner.
I'm winner, chicken dinner. Man, 65 questions, huh? What how much?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you fine. It's just a little. It's like talking on a bad walkie-talkie. That's all.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. A suite of web applications. It changed to design resilient architectures. A suite of web applications is hosted in an auto-scaling group of EC2 instances across 3 availability zones and is configured with default settings. There's an ALB that forwards the requests to the respective target group on the URL path. The scale-on policy has been triggered due to the low number of incoming traffic to the application. Which EC2 instance will be the first one to be terminated by your auto-scaling group?
Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. There's there's a configuration in this, and I think I got this wrong when I took the test, or not when I took. And I thought it was the oldest one. I think it might be the one that's has been running the longest for some reason.
Yeah, and for me it's 50-50. Just let me read the question one more time before I click check. And maybe you do that too.
Okay.
In your head.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. I actually I am leaning with you a little on that side.
Yeah, but now see, this is the second guessing now. Was this what I thought, because it made sense the first time, and it was actually the oldest launch configuration. But I think it's right. I would click that if I was putting my money on the table.
All right. I win again.
Yeah, you won. You had that one.
Yeah. You know what? I could hear the guy's voice. Jeez, his name's escaping me, but it's probably the medication, like the sedative today. But the guy who does the Udemy course, he's got a little French accent, and I could hear his French accent going, "Okay, it's going to be the oldest launch configuration because blah blah blah," and I don't remember the exact reasoning. It's probably right in front of us. So let's see why that's not the right answer, though. It's not going to tell me. Fine. The default termination policy is designed to help ensure blah blah blah. If there's more than one availability zone with this number of instance, choose the availability zone with the instances that use the oldest launch configuration.
That's line number 2.
Determine which unprotected instances in the selected availability zone use the oldest. If there is one such instance, terminate it.
Yeah, that's the policy.
So it doesn't. That's the policy, but so this is just wrong. So there's
Correct.
okay. Fine. So scale in. Choose the number of most other instances of multiple AZs. Choose the instance with the oldest launch template config. Are there multiple instances using the oldest template config? Yes.
Yeah.
Choose the instance to the next closest billing hour. If no. Are there multiple in the next billing hour? No. Terminate the instance. Or
yeah, that's a very good diagram.
Yeah, it's really nice.
The voodoo that goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's the process, and it's it I guess dumbs it down for you, or because that's all. It's what it's doing.
Question
it
wrong
sense.
again. If I saw this, if I'd taken the time to read this part, like that, especially the diagram.
Yeah, certainly. Okay. So a global IT company with offices around the world has multiple AWS accounts. To improve efficiency and drive costs down, the CIO wants to set up a solution that centrally manages their AWS resources. This will allow them to procure AWS resources centrally and share resources such as AWS Transit Gateways, AWS License Manager configurations, or Amazon Route 53 resolver rules across their various accounts. As the essay, which... Sorry. When I said essay, I said it like the Spanish word,
I know. Yeah. SA.
So yeah, and I'm sure you've heard that joke before, but it just triggered in my head.
No, yeah, that's not a good one to bring out in corporate with the anti-bullying and all that stuff.
No,
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that. And it's just a Spanish word. It just means dude or whatever. But
Yeah.
in a bad context.
FA. Oh, actually, we're Cloud Brothers because I believe FA is brothers. FA or my brother.
Oh, is it? That's cool.
I think so.
As the solution, I thought that meant boss, but what do I know?
Thanks, brother.
As the solutions architect, which combination of options should you implement in this scenario? Multiple offices, global, improve efficiency, drive costs down. CIO wants to set up a solution to centrally manage, allow them to procure AWS resources centrally and share resources such as gateways, license managers, and Route 53 resolver rules in the various accounts. Huh. Well, probably that.
Yeah. So the new thing that everybody wants, and the only reason that I would answer this way,
Yep.
because I know that everybody wants this now, is because this is, I think, the description, the sentence, the question is like what control tower tower does. Like it's the literal definition of control tower, I believe.
I've never heard of it. So
control tower wasn't super popular when I was doing AWS stuff, but now everybody wants it.
Okay, so do you agree on the second one, or?
Yeah, correct.
All right, let's check. Oh
No.
Resource Access Manager. Service to easily and securely share your AWS accounts. Control tower is incorrect because it simply offers the easiest way to set up and govern a new secure multi-account AWS environment. This is not the most suitable service to use to securely share your resources across AWS accounts or within your organization. You have to use a resource access manager instead. And that's a service that enables you to easily and securely share AWS resources with any AWS account or within your AWS organization. You can share all this stuff with RAM. Many organizations use multiple accounts to create administrative or billing isolation and limit the impact of errors. RAM eliminates the need to create duplicate resources in multiple accounts, reducing the operational overhead of managing those resources in every account you own. You can create resources centrally in a multi-account environment and use RAM to share those resources across accounts in 3 simple steps. Create a resource share, specify resources and accounts. It's available to you at no additional charge. Huh.
It's interesting. I wonder, just curious, this question for later, how the subnets are shared across the accounts.
It's a good question, but I learned something new, and that's why I like the tutorials dojo. It's full of info. A company.
My answer was all marketing. So there you go.
No, it made sense though to me, but it must have something to do with security mainly.
It was wrong. Don't.
Well,
you as your last minute go in the test person.
Well, like, where were we? See, because it says it's not the most suitable. It doesn't say, right?
No, but it says the last line in there says you must.
Well, it says you have to use AWS resources instead because it's not the most suitable. It doesn't. It's not. It's not saying. It's not saying you're stupid for getting it wrong. It's just saying you have to use this because it's more suitable. Think of it that way. Or we could keep eating you up for that one.
No, I'm all good. I've moved on.
A company is using Amazon S3 to store frequently accessed data. When an object is created or deleted, the S3 bucket will send an event notification to the Amazon SQS queue. A solutions architect needs to create a solution that will notify development and operations about the created or deleted objects. Which of the following would satisfy this requirement? What? That doesn't make sense. Maybe it does.
Had this one before. In the
Oh man. Phew. Okay. Can you work through this one? My brain's a little fried right now. Just
all right. I'll just go through them. You just go through them one at a set up an Amazon SQS for the other team. Grant S3. Create a solution. Notify development operation teams of created or deleted. Anything. Grant S3 permissions to send notification. SQ maybe. The FIFO doesn't say anything about FIFO. FIFO is first in, first out.
Yeah, that's pretty standard phrase.
Yeah.
Or short form.
So that's out, pretty sure.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's why I said it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Set up an SNS topic, configure to Amazon SQ SNS topic. Okay, that doesn't make any sense. What's that?
Oh, I have something here. Hold on.
Oh, weird. Create an Amazon SNS topic and configure two SQSQs to subscribe to the topic. I lost it.
Sorry.
Grant Amazon S3 permissions to Amazon SNS and update the bucket to use the SNS topic.
Huh.
Update the bucket. I think there's an assumption in there that you have a trigger for an SNS topic on update or deleted already.
Yeah.
Those things, right?
Mm-hmm. So I think it's this one.
Yeah. I think it's that one. I think it's that one as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll make sense. So S3 bucket, publish file, updated event, SNS topic, sends message, SQs, file encoders, queues.
The question looked more complicated than it was.
Yeah, I just, I've been sort of fading in and out all day because of the propofol, whatever it was. Then it knocked me out, and then 5 minutes later,
even for me, that question was
okay.
Like I had to, okay, when it gets like that, just break it down and just read literally one line at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so an organization needs to provision a new Amazon EC2 instance with a persistent block storage volume to migrate data from its on-premises network to AWS. The required maximum performance for the storage is 64,000 IOPS. In this scenario, which of the following can be used to fulfill this requirement?
Had this one before. And it's not EFS. EFS is Elastic File System. So that one's out. Set. What's the Nitro? The Nitro-based thing seems to be
anything with Nitro, and it seems like it's going to be awesome. But
yeah, but it might be a distractor, right?
Yeah, this is the thing. Launch any type of EC2 instance and attach to provisioned IOPS SSD EBS volume IO1 with 64,000 IOPS. Launch a Nitro-based EC2 instance with an attached provisioned IOPS SSD EBS volume IO1 with 64,000.
What I don't think it is. I don't think it's 2, and I don't think it's 4.
Same. I am.
Any type. I don't think any type will do it. I think the Nitro has to. I think it's the one you got selected. I think that's a thing.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was the Nitro base that I remembered, but it wasn't the EFS Nitro thing, because Those contradict.
Nitro is the underlying platform for the latest generation of EC2 instances that enables AWS to innovate faster, further reduce the cost of the customers, and deliver added benefit like increased security and new instance types. And then, where's any? I guess that's this one. Is incorrect because weird. Oh, I see. There we go. Is incorrect because in order to achieve 64,000 IOPS for a provisioned IOPS SSD, you must provision a Nitro-based EC2 instance. The maximum IOPS throughput are guaranteed only on instances built on the Nitro system provision with more than 32,000 IOPS. Other instances guarantee up to only 32,000 IOPS only. So that's helpful. It's good to know.
That's also, that's good to know. There may be like a similar question where you need, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the maximum IOPS on a...
Yeah. Okay, so a company needs to design an online analytics application that uses Redshift cluster for its data warehouse. Which of the following services allows them to monitor API calls in Redshift instance and can also provide secured data for auditing and compliance purposes?
Wait a second, I'm watching the wrong one.
What? Huh? Oh.
Yeah, I got it in front. What's this Redshift cluster?
Yeah. A company needs to design an online analytics application that uses Redshift cluster for its data warehouse. Which of the following services allows them to monitor API calls in Redshift instance and can also provide secured data for auditing and compliance purposes? I think it's X-Ray, but I've been wrong before.
Monitors all the API calls. There's a clue there. I think.
Well, I know, but it's CloudTrail.
Works through my logic. See how wrong I am. CloudTrail specifically monitors all your API calls.
In the Redshift instance?
Yeah, all your API calls. But this one isn't in the this is in the instance. You've talked me off my shelf there and changed my mind. I believe is like a service for looking at your networks.
Sorry, what is X-Ray? You're cut out.
X-Ray.
X-Ray is a service for looking at what?
X-Ray is like look at your network system, look at your system kind of thing.
So it's showing you those kind of metrics?
So
okay.
I think it's
you still think it's CloudTrail?
Spectrum.
You think it's Spectrum?
I think it's Spectrum for some reason.
I thought it was this. Originally you thought it was this, but then you changed your mind and you think it's this.
Yeah.
Okay. God damn it. Mugford.
I was right the first time. Talked me off. Go ahead.
You've redeemed yourself for the last time because last time the opposite thing happened.
Oh yeah. But read.
CloudTrail is a service that
API calls
enables governance. Blah blah blah. With CloudTrail, you can log continuously, monitor, and retain account activity by default. Enabled AWS account when you create it. I know. When activity occurs in your account, the activity is recorded in a CloudTrail event. You can easily view recent events by going in the event history. And here it goes. CloudTrail event history of your AWS account, including the actions taken through the console, SDKs, command line, tools, API calls, and other services. Spectrum is incorrect because this is not a monitoring service, but rather a feature of Amazon Redshift that enables you to query and analyze all of your data in S3 using the open data formats you already use with no data loading or transformations needed. All right. Fair enough. Yep. Sorry I talked to you. Sorry I talked to you off your shelf.
I don't know what that.
Okay. What are we at? Okay. A popular mobile game uses CloudFront, Lambda, and DynamoDB for its back-end services. The player data is persisted on a DynamoDB table and the static assets are distributed by CloudFront. However, there are a lot of complaints that saving and retrieving player information is taking a lot of time. To improve the game's performance, which AWS service can you use to reduce DynamoDB response times from milliseconds to
I have
microseconds.
I have this memorized, as do you. I think.
You think it's that one?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Quickly go on there.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that. A car dealership website hosted in Amazon EC2 stores car listings in an Amazon Aurora database managed by Amazon RDS. Once a vehicle has been sold, its data must be removed from the current listings and forwarded to a distributed processing system. Which of the following options can satisfy the given requirement?
And multiple SQS queues doesn't make much sense, I don't think. Native function doesn't, I don't think that's. I think the RDS event subscription. Oh, there's RDS event subscription on the front.
There's RDS event subscription on 3 of the answers.
Oh, okay.
That's the beginning. It's a ones all the first 2 and the last one are create an RDS event subscription and send the notifications.
Well, you don't send notifications through Lambda.
Well, the first two say Lambda, and the last one says SQS. So
that says send notifications to AWS Lambda. I don't think you can do that.
From a relational database to Lambda? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I think it's
I agree. You think it's 4? So you send the notifications to SQS, configure the SQS queues to fan out the event notifications to multiple Amazon SNS topics. Process the data using Lambda functions. Yeah, it makes sense, I think. Let's try it.
Sure.
Nope.
Oh, native function. All right. I went with not native function because it was a.
You can invoke an AWS Lambda event function from an Amazon Aurora MySQL compatible edition DB cluster with a native function or a stored procedure. This approach can be useful when you want to integrate your database running on Aurora MySQL with other AWS services. For example, you might want to capture data changes whenever a row in a table is modified in your database. Aurora goes to Lambda, SQS goes to ECS Lambda, and EC2. In this scenario, you can trigger a Lambda function whenever a listing is deleted from the database. You can then write the logic of the function to send the listing to an SQS queue, and have different processes consume it. Hence, the correct answer is that. RDS events only provide operational events such as DB instances, parameter group events, security group events, and snapshot events. What we need in this scenario is to capture data modifying events, insert, delete, update, which can be achieved through native functions or stored procedures. Hence, the following options are incorrect.
Jerks.
Yeah. Agreed.
Cool.
Okay, a financial application is composed of an auto-scaling group of EC2 instances, an application load balancer, and a MySQL RDS instance in an multi-AZ deployments configuration. To protect the confidential data of your customers, you have to ensure that your RDS database can only be accessed using the profile credentials specific to your EC2 instances via an authentication token. As a solutions architect of the company, which of the following should you do to meet the above requirement? Should you enable the IMDb authentication? Should you configure the SSL in your application to encrypt the database connection to RDS? Should you create an IAM role and assign it to your EC2 instances, which will grant exclusive access to your RDS instance? Will you use a combination of IAM and STS to restrict access to your RDS instance via a temporary token?
What's the last line of the? This database can only be accessed by using the profile credentials specific to your EC2 instance via an
Be an
right?
authentication token. Yeah.
And that IAM role doesn't give you authentication token, I don't believe. I think I think it's that one. It's the one you have.
No, I was gonna say there's probably a token in IMDb authentication.
Yeah. So
When at last second
read up on.
I should have said it. I should have said it out loud. Let me just move it up. You can authenticate to your DB instance using DB instance IAM database authentication. IAM database authentication works with MySQL and PostgreSQL. With this authentication method, you don't need to use a password when you connect to a DB instance. Instead, you use an authentication token. Authentication token is a unique string of characters that Amazon RDS generates on request. Authentication tokens are generated using signature version 4. Each token has a lifetime of 15 minutes. You don't need to store user credentials in the database because authentication is managed externally using IAM. You can also still use standard database authentication.
Interesting. Never used that.
And the one that said token is incorrect because you have to use DB for the scenario and not a combination of IAM and STS. Although STS is used to send temporary tokens for authentication, this is not a compatible use case for RDS. Fine.
Where did we start? 41?
Yeah. Yeah. And we're it is currently 8 minutes after 9. So we could probably do like 3 more maybe.
That's up to you. I don't have anything to do. It's up to you.
Okay.
It's later for you, so.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll just talk really slow. There was an incident in your production environment where the user data stored in the S3 bucket has been accidentally deleted by one of the junior DevOps engineers. This issue was escalated to your manager, and after a few days, you're instructed to improve the security and protection of your AWS resources. What combination of options will protect the S3 objects in your bucket from both accidental deletion and overwriting? Well, I know that one. Yeah, versioning. Those two.
Yeah. You have this. You had this one already.
I've never seen that, but I knew it.
Yeah.
I've never seen this question, but I've seen those like.
Yeah.
The guy was like, if you remember, and you Demi, if you remember anything, remember these 2 things.
Yeah.
And you and me talking about Git and doing the.
It's a smart guy.
What was that Git thing you called? The story the.
The Git parable.
The Git parable, yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
In going over the Git parable and doing versioning was actually really helpful for completely understanding this.
What versioning is? Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to redo that video. Professional.
Oh yeah. So that I commented on it, but that video that you made, I may have misunderstanding something. But yeah. I knew how to find the password. It was just something specific that I'll show you off stream. Okay. Just because it may be embarrassing. I'm not sure. So you can see what I was doing.
We'll record it and show it later. I'll secretly screen record it.
Yeah. The single party consent. Is that what's in BC? A solutions architect needs to make sure that the on-demand EC2 instance can only be accessed from this particular IP address via an SSH connect, and which configuration below would satisfy this requirement. Oh, you got some action on the street there, huh?
Oh yeah, you can hear that. They're coming for me. Isn't that fun? Mm-hmm. All your kids, every place is like, oh, they're coming for you when you hear a siren.
Yeah.
It's child abuse, man. It's child abuse.
Oh yeah. Well, it sounds like they're done.
Anyway, they're not coming for me. I'll give you a clue here to speed things up. A /32 is a single IP address.
Oh. Well. No, it's this one.
that one. Because the TCP/IP and 22 and the /32.
Yeah, this is from anywhere.
I don't know if that even works. You might be right.
Well, it uses /0 CIDR notation because you need a /32, like you said, for if you just want it from a single IP address.
Yeah.
So if you had more than one person with this IP address, I don't know what would happen. If you had this as 0.
Those numbers usually go like.
See, like
I don't want to go into it. It's too much network.
Well, it says right here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're correct.
I know, but I had forgotten about the 32 thing. So I had half the information, and I know port 3389, port 80, port 443, but I forgot about 32. A popular social media website uses a CloudFront. Yeah, and that's one thing that I found funny. Like when I started doing this, is like, how am I ever going to remember port 3389?
Yeah, and you remembered port 3389 from saying, how am I ever going to remember 3389? That's a stupid port. Who the hell would name it 3389? Jesus.
Yeah. It's so dumb, 3389. Oh, I said it 3 times, locked in forever. A popular social media website uses a CloudFront web distribution to serve their static contents to their millions of users around the globe, and they are receiving a number of complaints recently that their users take a lot of time to log into their website. There are also occasions when their users are getting HTTP 504 errors. You're instructed by your manager to significantly reduce the user's login time to further optimize the system. Which of the following options should you use together to set up a cost-effective solution that can improve your application's performance? Yeah. Yes, that sounds fast.
All of the things.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh.
Oh, excuse me.
Excuse me. Apparently, when you get an endoscopy, they fill your stomach with air so they can see stuff in there.
Yeah, that's not
so
fun.
Yeah, it's been every now and then. But at least it's not belch. It's actually like real air coming up. So you're trying to get it faster. So I said customize the content that the CloudFront web distribution delivers to users using Lambda Edge, which allows your Lambda functions to execute the authentication process in AWS locations closer to the users, which makes total sense to me. And the second answer I put was use multiple and geographically dispersed VPCs to various AWS regions, then create a transit VPC to connect all your resources. In order to handle the requests faster, set up Lambda functions in each region using the AWS serverless application model. And those are, the first one is educated guess, and the second one's a guess.
Yeah, I'd guess the first, but it's 100% a guess. So.
What?
Pick yours.
Pick mine.
Yes.
Fine. Dang.
Neither one of us were correct.
So I did, this was an educated guess. So an origin failover by creating a origin group with 2 origins, specify one as the primary and the other is second, which, you see, I didn't even see this. I should have read it. See?
Yeah, well, that's the problem too, right? We're almost done with this now.
I missed that word.
Not reading anymore. That's the, you had to be prepared mentally to focus for an hour and a half.
Well, that's why I employed, when I was practicing, the first pass method, where I actually have a timer on and would time it. And I would answer the question immediately if I knew it. Yeah. But I would watch the timer and make myself wait and just keep reading the questions over and over again.
Oh, that's a good practice.
And then move on. And that way my muscle memory is like, you don't have to rush. This is the time. Yeah. And then it's like a minute per question. And then you go back, you flag something for review that you're not sure of. and then you go back, and then you just go over those ones again. And then if you have time after that, then you go through all your questions for one final review. And then and it, I that was for my CTS exam, and it really, really worked. I got a really good mark.
And one of the breakthrough things for me was figuring out that exact thing and doing the math hour and a half and dividing it by the 65 questions.
Yep.
And then go whatever that is, I don't remember, but actually waiting for that period to go, it's like a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't have to rush through thousands, like tick, click, 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 click. It's not a speed test.
Yeah.
You'll get faster.
Yep. And you also, the thing is like that we actually did the math when we were in the class when I was doing the prep course, and he's like, when you do that first pass method, and in that particular exam, there's like, I think it's the same amount. It's about 60 questions. And he's like, so you've got, I think for that one, you have 90 minutes, or it might even be 180 minutes. Like it's a really long time to go through. It winds up that there's 60 questions, so you have 1 minute per question if you're using the timer, and there's a clock because you're at the proctored place, right? And so you can actually watch it, and then he timed it and then say, I guarantee you that if you've studied, there will be 10 to 15 questions you're not sure about. And that's exactly what happened. And now you've got all this time left over, and now you've got 3 or 4 minutes per question that's left over.
Yeah. That's the time management thing and the test taking thing, and that was really good course prep that I had to figure out on my own.
Yeah. So yeah, that's called the first pass method. People teach that now. So, but it hasn't been around forever, the concept.
I didn't get the invite.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was 49 years old when I found out about it. A travel photo sharing website is using Amazon S3 to serve high quality photos to visitors of your website. After a few days, you found out that there are other travel websites linking and using your photos, which resulted in financial losses for your business. What is the most effective method to mitigate this issue?
I remember this one. CloudFront distribution for your photos, that doesn't change anything. Using CloudFront for your distribution. Privately serve high quality photos in Amazon Work Docs.
That's not doing your photo sharing web. That's not a photo sharing website. That's a photo hiding
Everybody
website.
has to sign in to work. Doesn't make any sense. So, process of elimination alone and memory. You pick. It's the right one. Yeah,
because you'd want members to be able to download, and they shouldn't. So these other things shouldn't. Like if you block the IP addresses of the offending website, they can just get it, like change their IP, and then still access it. Yeah, anybody that has permission and the object owner. Yeah, so file a request to the application server API call to the S3 bucket. Create time-bound pre-signed URL bucket. Present, you send the photo, the user can see it, user downloads the file. And repeat.
For if you happen to know a photographer that wanted to do this, this is what they would.
Believe me, that was the first thing that popped in my head. And it's like, good idea. A company has 3 DevOps engineers that are handling its software development and infrastructure management processes. One of the engineers accidentally deleted a file hosted in Amazon S3, which has caused a disruption of service. What can DevOps engineers do to prevent this from happening?
Let's finish on the easy one. Unless you want to just move on.
No, we can finish on this one.
We can BS for 10 minutes.
I am enabling S3 versioning and let's just say why the answers are wrong. Create an IAM bucket policy that disables delete operation. Can you
stupido.
Can you do that?
I am well, you don't want to disable, because then nobody will ever be able to delete anything.
But how could like, that's why, is that possible? That sounds really
you
dumb.
can do that.
Oh wow. Set up assigned URL for all users? Well, I guess so. I don't know why you'd want to, but oops.
What that does.
Yeah, making private, using infrequently accessed. Yeah, fine. All right, leave them on a high note. Okay, so let's see if there's anybody in the chat that wants to say hello. Say hello, or we're gonna get out of here.
Oh, yeah, we weren't even paying attention.
Hello? No, I was watching the chat. If people are here and want to say something, say something. Nope.
My mom. If we got viewers, one of them was mom.
Yeah.
No, LinkedIn. She's not on LinkedIn. We didn't share it on Facebook.
Yeah, that we should learn to do that. All right. So we're gonna stop the stream there. If you've been watching on repeat, we will. Thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you later. Cloud Brothers, Cloud Brothers, Cloud Brothers.
New logo and merch.